And welcome back to Monday Night Football. Todd, what are we going to call this edition?
It's the Champions Edition.
Championship edition?
What else are you going to call it? It's the Champions Edition because we only have champions on here today.
Oh, we only
except for me and you.
Oh, yeah. We never won anything in high school, so didn't even win a region championship.
That's why we're on this side of the desk.
But this is the championship edition, man. We're so blessed. We've got Coach Rachel Boyd with Christian Heritage. We'll have Coach Matt Cheeves later on, and then we should have some representation from Cahola Creek.
Yep.
So Champions Edition, and you get a primer even way before possibly a Soccer Town USA celebration.
Well, stay tuned to the end of the show. We have an announcement to make at the
end.
We
do?
Yeah,
okay.
we do.
All right.
I'm breaking news
breaking news. So Todd, let's where do you want to start out with Coach Boyd?
First of all, welcome Coach Boyd and congratulations.
Thank you.
So is this your first state championship as a player or a coach?
Yeah,
in any
first
capacity?
one. Yeah, when I played for Dalton, we won some region titles, but we never went super deep in the playoffs.
Okay, so what does it mean to bring the first state soccer championship to Christian Heritage?
Yeah.
Public,
right? Under GHSA.
Yeah. If you were watching the game on Tuesday and saw our fans rush the field, I think that was pretty telling. The anticipation and excitement just felt really surreal, and everybody felt like they were a part of that game. And so it really means the world. We had so many fans, so much support, and then to get to finish it out like we did, there's no words.
Well, I even noticed, and Juan did too, that the fans rushed the field in the quarters,
every game,
the semis,
yeah,
and in the final,
yeah,
obviously. And to me, that just spoke to like the fans knew that they were watching something special.
Yeah.
When did you know that this team was something special?
Yeah, that's a good question.
5 years ago?
Listen, I knew when these seniors were 8th graders that they were something special, but I didn't know what the future could look like. We were in a different classification. I didn't have the whole group that I am ending this year with. But no knock at Dalton Academy. In fact, this is to speak to the quality of their program. When we beat them in the playoff or the scrimmage at the beginning of the season, that's when I was like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen, And so I feel like that was a big encouragement to the guys, showed our potential, and then we just kept running.
I think for me, that was a turning point. Even though it was a scrimmage game, you come out and beat them in the scrimmage, basically set the tone for your season. Like, hey guys, we just beat the defending state champ from our previous classification. Now, what can we do from that? And then you went and played a tough Northwest.
Yeah.
We're up 2-0, I think, at half. They came back. You played Dalton Academy. You played Cahola Creek.
Yeah.
I mean, you went up and played Cedartown. So you were punching above your weight the whole season.
Yeah.
So was that the expectation? Like or is that how you wanted to you had it planned out? Or
yeah. I actually remember I was helping coach club with NSA Bells and John Eric, and Northwest coach was out there. This was in the fall. And I called John Eric and I was like, what do you think about me reaching out to Isael? And he said, do it. It's going to prepare you for state. So then we kind of got a little froggy, it feels like, and then just started adding a few more games.
Because I know I was trying to push for that Southeast match.
Yeah, I know. That would have been awesome. It just wasn't supposed to happen. But yeah, I mean, it prepared us. It definitely did, because the team we went up against at GMC, they were quality, and the guys were ready. So.
What makes this team special?
Oh, there's so many things. They're so supportive of one another. Mm-hmm. They will do anything for each other, even through the joking around and messing with one another. They'll go through a fire together. And so we have solid leadership out of the senior class, but it's not just them. The freshmen, they are going to be the strongest leaders, sophomores and juniors, and so the family dynamic is beautiful, and I don't take that for granted, because I know that's not on every team. So I would say that's one of hundreds of special things about our team.
So let's talk a little bit about the final.
Yeah.
You guys play a really strong perennial power in Georgia Military. They come out and they score a goal early. Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After this game, everything in my body was hurting. Like, the tension you experience on the sidelines is insane as a coach. Maybe that will lessen with experience, But they came out and scored. We didn't really know going into it how strong they were going to be. They had lost one of their best players to ACL injury. So I wasn't really sure, and they came out and scored, and I was still so confident in my boys. But I'm not gonna lie, that last game of last season where we lost in the last, everyone knows, 6-8 seconds, that was in the back of my head the whole time. So even when we were up and there was 4 minutes left, there were people on the sidelines congratulating me, and I was like, I'm not going to accept this right now. I looked them in the eyes and I was like, we're not done. We have to see this to the end. So yeah, they were a tough team, but our boys, they pulled through and did what they needed to.
And like I said, it was a great final. Y'all ended up winning 2-1. No, wait. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah. So my question is, obviously you all are going to display this trophy. You're going to display this ball. It's going to most likely get signed. But there was 2 great headers scored in that game. So the question that I'm asking is Marco Aristegui going to donate some of that hair to go along with the trophy?
Just plaster it right there on the right to the side.
Is that not a valid question?
Listen,
and then maybe you have to get a couple laces off of Peter Pridgeon's left boot just to add with that. Get the hair and have Peter Pridgeon's laces tied up and bow with it.
We got ideas on the show.
We need that. No, I'm going to be honest. From where we were at, that second goal looked like an own goal for GMC. So I didn't even know what happened until I was able to rewatch it. And there's a video out that has almost, if not more than 15,000 views now, and it's so beautiful, and I've watched it hundreds of times.
So of the 15,000, 80%
is probably CHS people.
All I got to say is this area scored another bangers. Y'all started out, that 40-yard cross from Peter off that, and it was a quick set piece. Basically, Brett blew it, he went boom, and it just was beautiful. Then you have Saul Briseñas, the goal that nobody saw in the Creek final.
That was Cruz.
Cruz, and then you have
but I feel like their game set the tone for the area for the whole week. It was incredible.
I felt that was a pressure. I don't know if the boys felt that, but I did. I wanted to make our community proud. I wanted to start that off and represent the community well, and I'm so glad we were able to.
And you did, and guess what? Now you are the last high school to be in the state championship club. How does that feel?
Man, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's, exactly what you would think and more.
And there we go. Like I said, so we want to appreciate Coach Boyd for being on here. Here after commercial break, we're going to have actually 2 of our players, Peter Pridgeon and Marco Aristegui.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. Just fresh off the heels of having Coach Boyd on. We have Peter Pridgeon and we have Marco Aristegui from Christian Heritage High School. And just like I will congratulate you on a newly crowned state champion. y'all just wake up every day, look in the mirror, pop your collar, and be like, I'm a state champion, baby?
Well, I don't.
You don't? Yeah. I would. I ain't going to lie. Of course, once again, we've established champions don't stay on this side of the desk.
So I'm going to go right into it, guys. The first thing, how does it feel to now be amongst your Whitfield County, Dalton, Georgia peers, and you can go out and about town and say, hey, look, I'm a state champion as well.
When we know y'all, you had to have felt it because you played club ball with these guys and they've won. So
Peter, how does it, and then we'll go with you more. How does it feel now that you can just go out there and you have that brag? Hey, look, I'm a state champ too.
It feels awesome. I feel like the hard work that we're doing every day for the past 4 or 5 years is paying off now, and people are seeing it.
What about you, Marco?
I think kind of the same thing. It's just like we kind of, for a few years, we were kind of left out of that, and now it feels amazing to just be in that conversation now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought you guys were in that. I thought you guys had a really good team last year. You know, I just felt like there was just a few little things that had to be tweaked. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I thought this was possible. I don't think anybody did. I mean, honestly, from the outside looking in, this has been just like the feel-good story of the year. Like watching you guys come along and grow and develop, like it's been really awesome. But my question is you guys like carried the bulk of the goal scoring for the year. How much of a pressure does it take off you, Marco, to know that I don't have to score 3 goals tonight? Peter, to know that you don't have to score 3 goals. You know that you can depend on each other if it's just not your night.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because if, for example, the semifinal, Peter was doing all the scoring.
Yeah.
And then before that, me and Elliot did all the scoring. But I mean, it's something that we learned that we can't do it by ourselves. We know we have to do it as a team.
And what I was impressed all season, with your team, as I like to call them, the big giants in the back. I mean, that defense that you have back there, those Targe English lads that y'all just shipped over from England.
Yeah,
bro.
They must have.
So how does it feel like to go to know that you have a defense back there that was, wasn't going to let anything go by? Because that didn't let y'all pretty much shut out almost everyone in the playoffs. So how did it feel knowing like, okay, if we get a loose ball or if we lose a ball, I have to track back, but I know I have, I got the safety net back there.
Well, I mean, it's something that you learn to trust because you're going up against them every single practice, and it gets hard, because sometimes it's your off day and they're at full steam. Mm-hmm. So some days you're frustrated, but then you come to realize in games that that's what you're going against and that's what they have to go up against too.
And do we have highlights of them?
Yeah, let's cue the highlights. Thank you to Pat and Hunt for putting together this highlight package. Take it. Hey, I'll let you boys take us through this. And Marco, this is you right here.
Did you already have the spot picked out?
No, I didn't know where the goal was. I'm not gonna
You never admit that. And this right here involves both of you. So, Peter, when you hit that ball, did you already know that were you already going for Marco? Did you guys just have that relationship where you know where he's going to be?
Yes, at first I looked at the benches for their other people's team. I looked at them and I smiled at them. I was like, watch this. And literally I looked at Marco and I was like, dude, like I nodded and he was nodded back to me and I was like, we're about to score. And we did that.
The game, I ain't gonna lie, I did see that on TV. I was watching the game, I saw, and I didn't know if there was a guy wearing a yellow bib. I didn't know if he had said, because there was a guy and then the guy that was on crutches. So I didn't know if they had said something to Peter, and Peter just looked at him, but I did see him nod like that, and then he sent the free kick in. So,
and Marco, when you're making, man, I've played the forward position, and I know when somebody's over the ball, and I'm making this run for nothing because it's not. But when he's serving up a ball, like you just know that it's going to be a quality ball, and it's up to you to put it on goal.
I think whenever I see Peter step up to the ball, that kind of ball, and I'm in the box, I think it's going to be a good ball. Yes, it won't always find me, but when it does, I try to make sure to finish that off because we don't get chances like that every single game, or all the time in the game. So I mean, going up to that, I was like, okay, I have to make this run and I have to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Real quick, so who has the best free kick? Who from 20, 25 yards? Who is taking the? Y'all both can shoot from outside.
I know they're both going to take.
One's a lefty, one's a righty. Who is stepping up? to take it.
Oh, look at this.
I mean,
or does it depend on what side the
you guys just look at it and know where it's at.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I'm gonna admit that Peter is a better free kick taker than me.
Oh, man.
Wow.
You know you ain't gonna live that down. You just said this on TV.
This is recordable and on YouTube forever. I want to flip to the other end of the field. Manny Cruz. Last year, I thought he was average. This year, I thought he was exceptional back there. And on the few occasions that the ball did get through the defense, I thought he stepped up huge. And I thought that was key for you guys in some of the bigger games, whether you were playing Creek or whether you're playing Northwest. I thought he came up with some huge saves like down the stretch and through the playoffs. What's it like having him back there, just knowing that he's got your back?
Awesome, because we also had a new coach. Mm-hmm. His name is Malone. He worked on Manny a lot, and it showed that he actually improved a lot. It showed so much, and I felt so like east I think, because I was like, oh wait, like he actually is gonna save this, and he's actually gonna take us somewhere.
And I want a real quick follow-up question. I know you both go to Christian Heritage, and I know faith is a big part of y'all's game. How did your faith play into this season? If you could touch on that just a little bit.
I think it was probably one of the biggest parts of our season, because as basic kind of everyone knows, we took a trip to Israel right before the season, and I think somehow in some way everybody got closer to God, and I think that's what helped us out during this whole season, because even me, it impacted me so much, and I just kept growing throughout the season, and I think that's what got us our success.
And really quick, I know we're about to go, but you guys are going to play at the next level. You'll be going through Winthrop in North Carolina?
South Carolina.
Yes, and then, Marco, you're teaming up with some fellow Raiders and stuff down at Shorter. How does that going to feel?
I mean, it feels amazing to get to know some people that I've played with, and some people that I know I can trust and to help me grow, and that I can help grow too. So it just feels really good.
Soccertown United down
there. I know. And obviously, y'all set the barometer now. Every team from here on out in the history of Christian Heritage will be compared to y'all. So y'all are the standard bearers, just like Dalton High's 2003 team. And with that, we're going to go commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have Coach Matt Cheese and Dalton High School.
Growing up, we moved around a bunch. My dad was a doctor, and we wound up moving to a bunch of different states, and you really get a glimpse moving around a lot to see how a lot of people are struggling. And there was a big draw inside me to kind of help those people during difficult times. I had no intention of being a lawyer. I had a forestry degree, and I wound up teaching environmental education, but it was the environmental justice that really drew me to the law. So I wound up joining an employment law firm out in Denver. When I was working in Denver, I was also doing trial advocacy, and Casey Geiger, he was on the trial advocacy team, so we got to know each other that way. We stayed in touch throughout the years until eventually we decided to join together. I think the culture of a firm is important, and at Geiger Legal Group, we certainly have a very good firm culture. When the firm culture is one of family, that encompasses the clients. The whole reason for the firm are our clients, and treating them like family is just a natural extension. Whether it's my immediate family or whether it's the family of clients that we help, I try to approach it in the same way, which is respect and caring towards those people. These are people who are coming to you at the worst times in their lives. Whether it's a small case or a catastrophic case, I'm going to put the same effort in for each client to make sure they get the best result that they possibly can. I think of the law as a service industry. We really are a service industry, and that we're here to serve our clients. It's not the other way around. And I would hope that each client leaves our representation understanding and really appreciating that. For anyone who's struggling with issues at their workplace or personal injuries, I urge you to call Geiger Legal Group.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. We want to give a big thank you to Coach Boyd and the Christian Heritage Lions for coming on and talk about their season that they had this past year. And now, Todd, we don't have Roy here anymore, but we have, Roy, he fangirled over this man for so long.
Total fangirl.
And we have the head coach of Dalton High, Coach Matt Cheeves.
Welcome, Coach Cheeves.
Thank you, guys.
Newly crowned state champion for what? How many is this now?
It's number 7.
Number seven. So a quarter century ago, you come to Dalton. Yeah, I said a quarter century. I want to make you feel extra special here. You come 25. Did you ever dream that this program would reach the heights that it has?
Well, first let me correct you. It's 29 years,
29
not 25.
years.
I said quarter century. I mean, I was just.
It's a big difference. 29 years. I can't say that I saw it reaching these heights at all. I wanted to coach soccer. I love playing soccer and being around soccer, and I just wanted to be successful at it. And at some point, we started competing at a level where we could take on any of the teams out of Atlanta, any of the teams out of the Southeast, and be competitive. So, really proud of that.
And when I would look back, I don't know about you, but I want to think for you, this would be like a bittersweet moment, winning a title in 2023 when you won your first title in 2003. You honored the 03 team this year as they were the pioneers of the Trailblazers. So how does it feel to win one 20 years from when you won your first title?
Yeah, it feels great. It always feels great to win one. But it's special. We won in 03, we won in 13, and we won in 23. So I like that. All those 10-year marks.
They're 10-year marks.
So are you hanging around for 33?
I doubt it. I can't say that I'll make it that long.
I don't blame you, but it's you're still in this middle of this amazing run. So I guess like going back and kind of looking like at the legacy that you leave, that you're still building. Like, what does that mean to you?
I'm very proud of it. It means a lot. The success is important, but it's not the most important thing. The most important things is the relationships you build, and you see these young men, growing into a place in their life where they're being successful and have opportunities to do what they want to do and become what they want to become. And that's really what education is all about. And you think about why we have sports and education. It is to help these young men, young ladies reach their potential in life and have the opportunity to go out and become whatever they want to become. So that's what I'm especially proud of.
And I'm looking at it this way, like your whole career now, coaching career, is coming full circle. And Larry, I just found out this yesterday. I don't know how I put 2 and 2 together, but you coached Manuel Lopez back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's right.
And now you're coaching his little nephew, Christopher Lopez.
Correct.
Which, Todd, you played with Manuel back in the. So how does it feel to see where players that you've coached, now you're either coaching their kids, their nephews, their nieces, or, well, not nieces, but more than nephews.
Yeah, that just feels old. It makes it just feels old. But at the same time, I'm proud to see that they're coming along and to see what they've learned from their uncles and their dads, and that's just amazing.
So let's talk about the season a little bit. Now, I know last year you guys losing the final, I know that never sits well. How was that a motivator for your squad in the offseason, or for you personally?
Yeah, I think it was a great motivator for us because we saw how we probably could have prepared better for the final and throughout the season, been more intense and more focused, a little more serious about things. And I think that had a big effect on how all the guys on the team, including myself and the assistant coaches, how we approached every practice, every day, every game, whether we won or lost, played good in one, played bad in one, whatever happened, we took it serious and tried to learn a lesson coming out of it to help us as we're going forward.
And I see with this team, and I'm just comparing it to last year's, obviously this team had that bite. They had that grit that, we're not going to, if it's 2-1 with 2 minutes left, we're going to fight until, the last 2 minutes. And it helped y'all out in a couple of games, obviously the Chambly game.
The Baylor game, going punch for punch with them.
So is that something that you feel like this team had that edge compared to last year's?
I do. I definitely, this team did have that edge. Our motto all season, it was on the back of our preseason shirts, is Welcome the Beast. And a lot of people think the beast means the catamount, but it's not the catamount. The beast is when you train, whenever things are hard, it hurts, that you should be excited because that's where you're going to make improvement. And so all season long, whether it was at practice or in a game where it's a tough situation, we welcome the beast because we knew if we embraced it with the right attitude, it would make us stronger.
At what point were you like, all right, this team's got the stuff. They got what it takes to get to the final, to win a final. Was there a point or a special moment?
I always knew they had the stuff they needed, but to put it all together as a team, that's something different. That's something special. I think the first glimpse I got of it was when we got down to Vestavia Hills.
Oh yes.
And they came back from that strong, and then and then the same thing with Baylor. I don't know. We just had other games where even with Johnson, we were competing. There were some things that happened in that game that probably should have gone our way that didn't. But we still kept pressing that. We still kept going forward. We didn't take the attitude of, oh, we're a victim. You know, we were done wrong. We took the attitude of, let's learn from that and make sure it doesn't happen again.
I agree. It was the resiliency of this team all year long that was just so impressive. And I go back to the Baylor game, and it was the punch and counter punch of that game. It was just like two heavyweights going at it, but Dalton, Baylor would go up, but Dalton would punch right back. And it was just, to me, that was the hallmark of this team. And at the end, in the final rounds, you knew that you guys were going to have what it took to deliver that knockout blow. And that's what just impressed me all year about this squad.
Yeah. And another thing I would say, like, look, so you've grown up here, you've seen soccer in this area grow. So how do you, like, you don't have to travel that far now. You can just put a Cahul on your calendar, put a Northwest, put a Southeast on there. So how does it feel like to see these other programs now, and obviously other schools not even want to come to this area to play, period? You know, how does that feel? I mean, because you're the testament to that. You're the one, you're the standard that everyone wants, and obviously other schools are trying to emulate that. But how does it feel?
Again, it feels good, but it's also a source of inspiration to know, like, these guys are right there. If you let up just one little bit, they're taking over. So you've got to stay on your game. You've got to be working hard. You know, I do like that we've got strong competition here. You don't always have to go to Atlanta. You don't always have to go Chattanooga or just all around the Southeast to find the competition. It's here. So that's important.
I agree. It's that there's always that comparative thing. And I find myself doing it too, right? I'm like, well, you know, like if I'm talking to like another school, I'm like, you know, you just got to be like Dalton, and you got to just be like next man up, like, you know, reload. It's not rebuild. So it is a comparative thing, and you guys have definitely set the standard.
And really quick, we got 30 seconds left, but anything that you want to say to the obviously your fan base travels like no other fan base. Anything else you want to say to the community and the fans?
Yeah, Dalton High School Catamount Soccer has got the best fans anywhere. You can go to other games, you will not see a crowd like you see with Dalton High School. Even with some of the other schools, the rivalry games, yes, we bring a big crowd, but everywhere we go, we've got the best crowd, the Harmon Field Hooligans.
Harmon Field Hooligans.
Hey, and we got some clips of them, so we'll show you.
And with that, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have Zeke Ortiz and Luis Favela.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on. That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams a reality.
At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Coldwell Banker Canal Realty, we've been serving our community since 1974 with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Cleveland, Tennessee. We've got you covered.
welcome back to Monday Night Football. We just had Coach Cheese on talk about the season and what the legacies they've left. Now we've got a couple of his players.
Yep.
We've got Mr. I don't know what we want to call him now, Mr. Luis Favela coming in clutch. Like, he just loves to score those last-minute goals, whether it's in the quarterfinals or last minute of overtime, first overtime.
That's right.
And then we have Mr. Zeke Ortiz, Mr. Southern Indiana University, D1. Or we got D1 Pete, and now we got D1 Zeke as well.
Hey, so. You know, I like the fact we produce these D1 players around here. Just the sheer number of college players we produce this year. This may be the record. I'm not sure. We'll have to do an official count. Well, guys, welcome to the show. Newly crowned state champions. How's that feel?
Feels great.
It feels amazing. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. So I know this isn't y'all's first state championship. So
well, Zeke is not your first, though, right?
Nah, that's right. It's your first. I keep forgetting you're a sophomore, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is all new to you. So, but you play like you played senior, like you played boss. So tell me, like, what makes this championship for you, Zeke? What makes this one different than the others?
I feel like for this one we had to work like twice as hard from the beginning, and I think we all wanted it more than on the years previous, and I just feel like with that, I mean, it means so much more to us.
What about you, Luis? This is your first one.
I mean, it's my first one, but I mean, from the beginning, it was just work hard, and like, I mean, we knew it was gonna be tough. After McIntosh, we knew it was gonna be a challenge, and so after that match, we knew we couldn't mess around, and we just got to work.
Okay, so going to the McIntosh game, I wasn't going to bring it up, but you brought it up. Was that like a gut check for you guys?
Yeah, like in my opinion, like it just put us in that place. Honestly.
Really? Did it change y'all's mentality after that point?
It really flipped the switch for us.
Okay.
So it made it like, all right, guys, we got to hit the. We are who we think we are. We got to hit the book. Like, we got to hit a grind and start grinding from day one again. All right. And I know we got some highlights. We want to go over these highlights. So the state championship, relive some of those moments.
Let's get those goals up, Pete. So
here we go. All right, so Luis, walk us through here. What were you thinking right here?
Nobody's in front of me.
Honestly, I don't even know the ball. I mean, I just try to like keep the ball close to my body. I wasn't trying to like take a big touch where like a player could just kick it out.
And right here, did you get a head on that?
Yeah.
All right, you did. You sure?
Yes.
All right. I wasn't sure because from that angle, I didn't know if you were just claiming it or if it just got some wisp of hair or something. I didn't know.
Nah, it did skim my head.
It skimmed your head. All right. So I just want to make sure for the record, you're counting both goals.
In the celebration, so did you hear the crowd? Did any of y'all hear the crowd erupt, or did y'all, or y'all so zoned in you don't hear the crowd?
No, I can hear the crowd every single time. Every single time.
So Coach Chiefs talked about the and here they are. You can bring them up, Pete. We've put this out on social media. I've put this out on my own personal Twitter page, and people from all over, seriously, from coast to coast, have commented on like, this is just crazy for it to have as a crowd here, you know, regardless of sport, but to have it for soccer in the South and what we call SEC football country, to think that that's a high school soccer crowd. What does it mean to get out there and play for fans like that?
I mean, I feel really blessed to have, you know, fans like that to support us throughout the whole season, and to be consistent with it too. We have a ton of people go every game, so with that, I mean, we looked at that and we told them, like, we can't lose now. You know, we gotta win it for them, and you know, we did. So.
My question is, how does it feel after a game? Luis, I saw it after the Chamblee game, having little kids wanting your autograph, wanting to take pictures with you, knowing that you're barely a sophomore, but some kid is already looking up to you like, I want to be like Luis Favela when I get to high school. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels great, but it's also like, it kind of feels like a little bit like pressure on me. You know, I have to like set a good example for those kids. I mean, they look up to you, and like everything you do, I mean, it will follow up on you. So like, you know, like if you show that you're like working hard and everything, well, they'll do the same. I mean, everything is just to like get them ready for high school too.
What about you, Zeke? Now, obviously, you've left your legacy. You're going to play at Southern Indiana. So, how does it feel to leave? Hey, look, guys, if I'm able to do it, anyone else can do it.
I mean, there's like you said, just put a lot of pressure on you. But you know, at the end of the day, you do have to be a good role model for the younger generation. And I mean, I remember when I was like that, when the high schoolers, when I was their age, and I looked up to them, and I think with that, it really made me want to
do good in high school, and I'm glad to say I did pretty.
And you mentioned, you said you looked up. Well, who did you look up?
It was more towards like Ivan, Omar, like those guys.
So not the 2013, 14, 15 cats, more the.
Or yeah, some of those guys too.
What about you, Luis? Who did you look up to?
I would say Fabian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
oh, Mr. Fabian.
Yeah, I like Yair too.
That's awesome. So you're finishing up your career now at Dalton. Do you guys feel the pressure for playing for Dalton and to play like under, the fact that the expectation is a championship? Like, do you guys feel that, and does it push you?
It definitely pushes us, but I don't know if I could feel pressure because it's like what we do. We want to play, we want to win, we want to represent our school well. So I feel like with that, the pressure kind of goes away. But you do have to do good and have a high standard, and I feel like that's what we do.
What about the pressure of having, because honestly, not every school has it to where there's somebody sitting on the bench waiting to take your spot and has the talent to do so. Do you feel that at all in practice? Knowing that, here you are, a sophomore, right, and you're in a starting position. That's tough. You're probably, took somebody that was a senior or junior taking some of their playing time. Do you guys feel that when you're out there scrapping for time in practice?
At training, it's everyone's always trying their hardest. They try their best to try to get playing time. So it's always a battle in practice.
You feel that makes y'all better as a squad?
Yeah, it definitely pushes everyone.
Not compared to Georgia. You're playing, your iron sharpens iron.
This boy always tries to get
Georgia back-to-back natty titles. Come on, they've got 7 titles over here. It just works. And look, not only that, y'all took a lot of hardware.
This is ridiculous.
Y'all took home state championship. Y'all took home the region. You also took Soccer City, meaning no one's better than you in the area. You took down Southeast, Northwest, Kahala. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, especially.
That's backyard bragging rights.
Yeah, here from the beginning of the season, I would hear people say they were doubting us. They weren't so sure about us beating Southeast or winning state in general. So
it feels good.
Yeah, it just feels good.
Any closing remarks before we go out here? What do y'all want to say to the fans or anyone out there?
I just want to say thank y'all for all the support you've given us through this whole season and years previous, and I'm really blessed to have you guys in our back corner.
Anything for you, Luis?
Just really grateful for the support that y'all gave us. It really helped us, motivated us to be better and just play hard.
And with that, Dalton High School, 7-time state champs. We'll see you at the commercial break.
One of the benefits of working with a smaller firm is that you're not handed off from attorney to attorney. Attorneys don't come and go. We'll be here, and we'll be handling your case from start to finish, and you can count on that.
I will be handling your case personally. We don't have a bait and switch system. We don't have an attorney who sees you to try to settle your case, and then another attorney or paralegal to come in the middle, and then a third attorney at the end. You will be my client. I will talk to you from the moment you walk in until I hand you a check and see you smile. During your initial case evaluation, you're going to come in and you're going to meet with me or one of the other attorneys in my office. We're going to listen to you first. We want to know about the car accident or the wreck or however you got injured.
We'll give you advice about how to handle the case going forward. But the important thing for a client to understand is that our job is to take the stress off of them, take the worry off of them. Once they leave here, leave it with us, we'll handle it.
We are passionate about representing people in wrongful death and personal injury cases. It's what we do. It's why I became an attorney. We will unburden you of the concern of worrying about how to deal with insurance companies, about worrying about how you're going to pay your medical bills. We will explain that to you and walk you through all of the processes and protect you all the way. You can call us at 706-278-2099 or contact us through our website. That's cowanlawoffice.com. We have a link that goes directly to us 24/7.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football Champions Edition and
our final 2 segments.
Yep,
and it's all blue.
It's all blue.
It's all blue.
Hey, I mean, maybe I don't know.
I think that's Northwest.
It looks good on you.
Hey, blue is blue. I'm a blue guy. All right. So welcome, Coach Okobo, and welcome, Saul Barcenas.
Thank you.
You guys, fresh off your state championship, how you guys feeling?
Pretty relaxed now.
Hold on, they're saying relaxed before Juan said something.
They were very stiff. They were trying to look all proper for television. We said, man, just relax.
Yeah, you already won the championship, man. It's okay.
So like Tate, so how does it feel?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, I know it's been cloud 9 with everything that was going on. Everybody had their spotlight. You know, all 3 schools, you know, had the spotlight, and it's just. We're more relaxed now, especially the fact that we don't have to worry about, you know, showing up and whether we're down a man or whether we're, you know, anticipating the unforeseen, but we're relaxed.
When do you start worrying about next season?
Oh, that'll
I'm just trying to wreck your whole summer in one question, Anna.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, how many seniors are you losing off this squad?
4 for sure, 4 starters that have like made a huge impact in the team. I mean, 2 for sure that you guys have seen stand out big time, but I know there's been those silent ones in the back line. We had Luis and Adol that have just like been a big powerhouse as far as like our defense, not like being locked up back there, you know.
Right. Which is we've seen like throughout the play, like you got to have those guys, right, that may not be getting the headlines with goals and assists, but that do the dirty work for you and the cleanup work.
They do.
And so those are the guys for you?
Those are the guys for me, yeah.
So for me, like, what do you expect? Obviously, state champion, you've got set the legacy. You won 2 championships in your high school career. So now what do you tell to the younger cast? What do you tell them? Like, hey, don't think it's going to happen easily. You got to work, or what is it that you're telling them right now?
Well, honestly, it's like just hustle. You know, don't give up on anything. Obviously, you know, me and Tony talked about it when we first saw the team. We're like, yeah, this is our year again, and we took advantage of all the players that we had, and we got it done.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this was a team, and I talked to you early in the season, and I got this vibe from you specifically when we talked that this team was on a mission. What would you say was the driving force from last year to this year? Like, what was it about last year maybe that just set bad with you that you had a point to prove this year?
Well, honestly, it was just, I guess, like the formation and stuff. We didn't really like have a lot of communication. A lot of these younger players, they played with like each other in clubs and stuff. I think that's what affected a lot last year. A lot of us just, you know, we just basically just played normal, like without any like a mission to go and do that.
You had a sense of urgency and like a goal this year. You thought everybody was focused on one thing?
Yeah, we talked to a lot of young players that we known, and they kept saying that they wanted to win it for our senior year, and we wanted to accomplish that for them.
Go ahead.
Coach Hahoko, just for me, like, how does it feel? You're up there now. I mean, in this area, if you think about it, you're in the same breath as Coach Matt Cheeves now. He's got 7 state titles. You're up there with Coach Holguin that was at Southeast. You tied him up with 2. Now you're at 2. So how does that feel to be in that like the head coach of the Mount Rushmore of head coaches here in the area?
Well, I mean, I've not really, you know, had time to process that yet, but I mean, it's a good feeling because it's more about, you know, the culture of the team that we're slowly building, and I've talked to other coaches, and it's like, you know, the expectation was set high on 21 with like Manny Arredondo and Jamie Mendiola, and I went back and looked at the stats, and I mean, the stats are like right there neck and neck with the players, and just the fact that Tony played under Jamie, Saul played under Jamie, like that set the bar so high, but they knew exactly what to expect going into these games. And I mean, it's just the fact that we're able to see the same quality players in my program makes me, you know, I mean, it's more relaxing now that whenever we face those area teams here.
So I saw you at the middle school game last week. When those kids come up, the first day, what do you tell them is the expectation?
I mean, we definitely have to like break it down real quick and be like, this is not middle school anymore.
And they had the same conversation with the guys too. It's like, we're done with middle school. Whatever happened there. Like, it's time to step it up, because it is faster play, more physical. And if they just stick to that mindset of, oh well, I was a top dog in middle school, like, it's not like that anymore. You know, like, you have to step up your game to be able to hang with these guys that have the experience and have been up there in playoffs more than once.
So did you have was there ever a conversation, I'm going to reference Cruz here because Cruz had the game-winning goal. Was there ever a time that you had a conversation with Cruz, like, because he's a freshman, correct?
He's a
sophomore. So he's a younger player, right? But, you know, there he is out on the stage, the big stage, having that clutch moment, right? Just 2 years removed from 8th grade, basically. Yeah. And there he is having the biggest moment. Is there a conversation that you had with him earlier on where you're like, you know, you got to step it up, you got to, like, elevate your game?
Yeah, there was some moments that a lot of us talked to him. We talked him throughout the whole group. That a lot of us had to step it up. If we didn't, it was going to mess us up throughout the season. And I guess it helped him out, because now he made us win the state title. And it felt really good having him in the field too.
Yeah, how much taller does he walk around campus now? Like, he's at least probably a foot taller.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He walks, just a little bigger. Yeah, it's overnight. It's probably amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that view. So just so y'all know, we were watching the game on the feed, and we were not able to see the goal. So
NFHS, you let us down.
There was so much going on. But I know, and we don't got time on this segment, but we're gonna we got video of that.
We'll talk about the game next that. Segment.
But I mean, just know that it was a banger. Like, I don't. And how did y'all, like? What did y'all see? All I saw was he brought it down, or he stopped it, and then let the defender go by. What was your thinking there, Coach?
I had not seen the fact that he brought it down with his thigh until we saw. I think it was Daniel Mays that posted his video. He brought it down with his thigh, half volley, and then I saw it bang that crossbar, and I was like, that's not going anywhere else but inside behind the net. And I mean, it was one of those things, like, we were talking about the conversations that we had. He was one of the ones that he was broken. He didn't know how to just filter out his emotions. And after we had that talk with everybody, and then me on my own with him, assistant coach talked to him, I think he figured, hey, I got to turn it up and let go of all of that, and it worked for him.
And with that, we're going to get ready to go to commercial break, but don't think we're over. We still got another 8 minutes with the state champs, Coahulla Creek, but we'll see you here in a couple of minutes.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on. That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles. And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads. Power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Hey, and welcome back for the final segment of Monday Night Football Champions Edition for 2023. And it's like segment we're doing one more with newly crowned 3A state champions, Coahulla Creek. So we're going to talk a little bit specifically about the championship game now. So I like the matchup when you guys going against Oconee County. I heard a few people say like, oh, I know Creek's got this, and they made it sound like, I personally thought that this was going to be the toughest final of the 3 local teams. Because when I looked at them, I looked at their record and some of the teams that they played. I was like, okay, this is a battle-tested team. What was your, Coach Okobo, what was your feeling going in?
Going into it, I'm not gonna lie. Like I did all my work and to figure out how they were going to be playing, and I looked at the film and they look strong. They look like a solid team, and I looked at the record. I was like, this is identical. Like what's gonna make us better than they are? And of course, from the beginning I've been really confident with the team, and I went back and started digging a little bit more and saw that their top scorer had maybe like 16 goals or something like that. So I was like, here we have Saul with 30, I think it was 30 before that match, 31. There was no way that we were gonna, not outshot them from what I've seen in the past with us. And then once we got in there, and I saw it play out, I was like, this is our match. Like we've got to get one goal, and it took it a while for me to be like, kind of like calm down. It took 80 minutes. But it was just we could not get it in. And I knew that that's all it was going to come down to was one goal.
Because like obviously when we saw the match on paper, it looks like it should be an even matchup. Once it started, it looks like they decided, you know what, we're going to sit back. Yeah. We're not going to chase it. We're going to hopefully see if we can counter them get a quick counter and maybe disrupt them that way. But Saul, for you, because Todd and I were texting a lot during the game, we were like, did you feel you guys got a little frustrated? Because we saw a lot of 25, 30-yard bangers, like when maybe you could have done an extra pass or here. Were y'all getting frustrated because they were sitting so deep and defending, or what was going on?
I feel like, we got a little bit too much frustrated, and it just to the point where we were just trying to get it going. Because we knew after one goal it was going to calm down and we were just going to sit back and just defend our game. But we did get frustrated during the game.
Yeah, I know it's got to be, like I said, just when we saw like how deep they were setting and how big and physical they were, for me it started creeping in, like doubt for me personally started creeping in. I'm like, this could be one of those games where it's off the crossbar, off the post, like amazing keeper save, and they sneak one in and they just sit. Did you ever have like doubt start to creep in, like maybe this isn't going to be our night?
Well, when the time was running and I was getting so frustrated, I was like, it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be PKs, and I didn't want to get to the PKs because I knew we had the team to win it, but then it's gonna be all on the goalie, and I hate that,
right?
Because it sucks for the goalies not to, just to stand there and block the goals,
right?
When we could do it throughout the game, and we should have scored more goals. We should have taken the extra pass, and we should have released it and actually shot a little bit up closer.
But yeah, I did say I should have scored more goals, and with that, let's roll right into the goal. Pete, if you have this. Oh, can we see that again, though, Pete?
Roll it again.
Roll it again, Pete. Roll it again.
Just a quick, and thank you, Daniel Mays, for this. I took it off his Twitter account, so kudos to him. That's the
yeah, roll it.
Yeah,
look at this. Boom! Wow.
It is the settling touch, the touch to settle that was really well taken, and then to have the composure to smack it in like that. We talked a little bit before the break about that goal. Saul, what kind of relief was it to see that go in?
Honestly, I saw the ball up high, and it was just like it's gonna be a 50-50 versus him, and I saw 3 players on him, and I was like, he's gonna struggle to bring it down. But just right when I saw him bring it down, I didn't even see how he brought it down. But right when it was right where he was gonna volley, and I knew it was going in. It felt so good just getting up ahead in overtime, because I knew that we were going to have the team to just settle down the last minutes and win the game.
And for me, like I said, looking back at everything, so now, you've been around the game for a while. How does it feel? How much has the game changed, especially at Coahulla? How much has the teams changed, the players changed from when you first started to now? Are they more technically skilled, more technically advanced by the time they're getting up to you?
They are. They definitely are. Just looking at Cruz. Looking at Omar. They're to the point where there's more of a let's gather the team together around what they already have and bring them together to where they put it together, and we see what we saw this year. We had the players. I was confident in the players. I was confident in the skill that they had. We just had to bring it all in and wrap it up, and this is what came out of it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if we could pull that photo up. I know we got a photo.
Yeah, let's have a picture of those champions.
Look at that. Woo!
That had to be a great moment. And I know seeing it up on social media, like for me, I was like, man, that's just really awesome. So that was the longest bus ride back, was it not? Because you guys were all the way down in Macon.
It was.
Tell us a little bit about that bus ride.
I mean, believe it or not, after all the celebrations, we actually spent more time outside of our little locker room area celebrating with the families that came and watched. It was a big crowd. It was a bigger crowd than we had in 21, and I'm grateful for that because it shows, the community, the families coming to drive that far to watch the game and support, these guys that are hustling like as much as they can to make them proud. And it was amazing. I mean, the bus ride, it's a bus ride. Like, we'll take care of it.
The question to me, what was the celebration song? Ella Baila Sola from Peso Pluma, anything
I guess,
like that?
these are the guys that were jamming out on it.
What were y'all listening to?
Well, I didn't get to ride the bus back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because I knew it was gonna be a long ride.
Make it quicker on the
yeah.
Well, what were they listening to that you know of, Coach?
I mean, honestly, I put my headphones on. It was nap time. I got kids at home. You got to take care of that now.
He was driving back to the real world. He's like, as soon as I get home, there's gonna be kids there.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is your second state championship. How does it feel? So, going out your senior year on top, and knowing and what kind of legacy do you think you've left for the up-and-comers that will be coming up?
Well, it feels really great just because, I mean, we won it with Jamie Mendiola and Manny Arredondo, and after that, I mean, it felt really good just going to state. It feels a different type of game mode. And then me and Tony were like, we can't leave our senior year without winning another state. So it came from both of us, and we both wanted it, and a lot of our players they wanted it also. Miguel Arredondo, they wanted to win it for us, and honestly, I want them just to keep going. With Miggy's is a really good player. He has the help from Cruz and Omar, and I know they have a strong team for next year.
And speaking of next year, Coach, you're now like a
perennial power
in the 3A. Like you got, I mean, seriously, you got the target on your back now every time you go out.
Yeah.
Like you've entered that Dalton, that southeast kind of area where everybody's gunning for you.
How does it feel?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's well earned.
No sweat, right?
It's well earned, right?
No sweat.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've over the years. Like, we talk about the players, and we talk about how much Dalton, they had this group of that would always they would just kind of flow, and they would weed out the ones that would they would just end up with a big group that was just crazy good, And now that we're seeing all this work being put in and getting us here, it makes it easier for me as a coach. It makes it easier for these guys to believe in themselves, and I mean it's a great feeling. It's good.
And like you said, and couldn't put it any better way. And with that, it ends our championship edition. But hurry up quickly. You have a special news?
It will be. Should I put me on the spot? June 7th. Will be the celebration at Burr Park, soccer celebration, June 7th. Watch on social media, Soccer Town, USA. Look up all the socials, follow Monday Night Football. We'll put you in contact with them.
All right, and with that, it's a wrap.
Thank you.